Why can we never seem to get what we want? At least not for very long. Last July, I made the most money I had ever made in a single month. And I did what any responsible adult in my position would do. I flew to Morocco and spent it all. It was fun, but to be honest, wasting that many dollars in a cheap-ass country like Morocco, it really pissed me off. For as long as I can remember, I go through these cycles of putting loads of effort in, making loads of money, and then somehow miraculously ending up back at square one, broke, yet again, struggling for money. I can never seem to go beyond a certain point. And maybe you can relate to this, because I know I'm not the only one. It's not just about money either. You might notice that you consistently attract a certain type of toxic partner, or you're never able to change your body shape in a way that sticks. Well, my question is, what is this metaphoric glass ceiling that stops us from changing our lives in a consistently positive way? Why is it there in the first place? And yeah, why don't more people drop likes on videos? And most importantly, how do we smash that glass bitch to smithereens so we can finally consistently get what we want? These are the questions I'm diving into in this video. But let's go outside because in Lisbon the weather is gorgeous. That's a bit better, isn't it? I recently read a book called The Big Leap by psychologist Gay Hendricks. Over the course of his career, he started noticing something pretty strange. Many of his clients, after they would achieve some big success or some big positive breakthrough, what often followed would be some catastrophe or major setback. This wasn't just an isolated incident, this kept on happening. Eventually, in fact, it became so common that he could almost predict it. For example, two of his clients were a couple. They were a very, very happy couple, and they worked together on a business, and it wasn't doing particularly well, but eventually they experienced some big financial breakthrough. The business started doing extremely well, but then soon after that, they went off to celebrate, but then they had this massive argument, the first of their entire relationship, and they almost broke up. Confused, Hendricks started asking, why? Was it bad luck? Was it the universe maintaining a sense of balance by slapping people in the face just as soon as something good happens? Or was it something else altogether? Now listen to this next bit because it's extremely important. After a lengthy investigation, Hendricks came to a pretty shocking conclusion. Most of the time, it was not some external force that kept people stuck, that would sabotage people. It was, in fact, themselves. He found that deep down, people often have an upper limit to how much happiness, love, and success they think they deserve. And if they exceed that limit, they unconsciously sabotage themselves so they can reset back to the point in which they are the most comfortable, even if that point is objectively quite unpleasant. How crazy is that? All along, had I in fact been the one sabotaging my own financial success, this was a mind blower, but deep down part of me kind of resonated with it. But the question remained though, why? Well, Hendricks argues that the upper limit problem exists for two reasons. One is fear. A greater level of success, a more expansive level of success, is unfamiliar to us, and unfamiliarity equals fear. We're not sure if we're going to lose it all or the other shoe's going to drop. And two, negative, limiting beliefs. We have a bunch of beliefs about ourselves, about the world, about other people, about money, in fact, about relationships that we developed throughout our childhood. And according to Hendricks, it's these things that keep us stuck in these cycles and patterns that keep the same results from popping up in our lives. So far makes sense, right? But there's a third reason. A reason that's so spooky that honestly I feel a little bit weird telling you about it. It's a reason I uncovered as I read the book Existential Kink by a wonderful woman actually called Caroline Elliott. In the book, Elliott addresses the same upper limit problem, but in a very different, far darker and much kinkier way. She argues that the things we say we don't like, for example, I don't have enough money, or I keep attracting the same toxic partner, on some very deep, very unconscious level, we get a kick out of it. A part of us enjoys it. A part of us desires it, wants it, creates it in some way. Not consciously, of course, but deep down, deep in the psyche, in the unconscious part that we are not aware of most of the time. She also suggests that when we repress this part of ourselves, push it down and ignore it, don't fully acknowledge and allow it, this, in some sick, paradoxical way, keeps that part alive. So assuming that the glass ceiling that we've been talking about is built on fear, limiting negative beliefs, and unconscious kinky payoffs, how do we break through this glass ceiling to a more expansive, more alive, more generally awesome way to live? Through all of my reading and research, I've uncovered a few practices that I've been engaging in that are helping me right now break through my glass ceiling. So allow me to share them with you so you can give them a go yourself. Firstly, I've started practicing feeling good. This might sound absolutely ridiculous because it's like, why would I resist feeling good? But on some level, we do. Give this a go. Honestly, sit there and think about all the good shit in your life. Really let this gratitude and joy flood your system. Bring it to mind. Do it intentionally. Let yourself feel it in the body, like really feel it. At some point, you will notice that there is a ceiling. There is a limit. You have a limit to the amount of joy and good feelings that you will allow yourself to feel before sabotaging yourself. Notice that resistance. Notice your mind kick in to say, this is stupid, or this is ridiculous, or what am I doing, or you're acting weird, or some other variation. Just notice that resistance. It's quite illuminating. Another thing I'm doing, aside from having less haircuts apparently, is I'm becoming aware of my programming. I started becoming aware of my automatic negative thoughts, the kind of beliefs that keep me stuck the way I am, and the kind of feelings and emotions I have around specifically money. If you want to start doing this, what I suggest is buy a notebook and a pen, like a small notebook and a pen, keep it with you all the time, and just start writing down all the negative automatic thoughts, the feelings and the beliefs and associations you get through the course of the day. Just by writing this stuff down and becoming aware of it, you'll start processing it as you go. But one thing that will happen over time is you'll start to notice patterns come up. Patterns that tell you about deeper programming problems that you have related to money or relationships or whatever the topic is. You can then work on processing these patterns later on down the line. Similar to the first tip, another thing I've started doing is consciously opening and expanding to receive the good shit in life. One way that I've started doing this, which is proving to be quite powerful actually, is the practice in The Big Leap, the book I talked about earlier, called the USM, which is the Ultimate Success Mantra. It sounds very coachy, but it's really good. The mantra itself is something that I just repeat in the morning and throughout the course of my day when I've got a bit of space. The mantra is this: I open and expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire others to do the same. How lovely is that? And just by repeating this, you prime yourself to be more receptive to the good stuff and the opportunities that come your way. I've started also noticing and embracing my unconscious kinky payoffs. When I first read the suggestion in Carolyn Elliott's book that a part of me gets some sort of kinky thrill out of being broke, I was skeptical to say the least. When I first started exploring this possibility with my coach, I was a bit disappointed because nothing really happened. Like, it didn't resonate with me, I didn't have any breakthroughs in this area. Until recently, on a quiet walk, it happened. I quieted my mind as I walked, and I asked myself the question, is there a part of me that secretly enjoys struggling for money? And then suddenly, out of the blue, I felt this intense jolt, this surge of pleasurable energy that emanated from the base of my spine and shot through my spine to the top of my crown of my forehead. I was like, whoa. I was literally in public walking around like having some sort of like semi-orgasm really, like, whoa, okay, whoa, that was nice. And Elliot says in the book that when you tap into a deeper truth, it's sensational. You will feel it in the body. It won't necessarily make logical sense, but you will feel it. since then, I've been practicing enjoying this feeling, allowing it, welcoming it to come up. And it actually does feel really fucking good as well. But has any of this actually worked? Has it worked? Or have I just been spinning my wheels? Well, since practicing these things pretty consistently, money feels lighter. I've noticed myself feel way more comfortable asking for money, receiving money. I've noticed my mind is on my side more. It's started creating more opportunities, started seeing more opportunities to create wealth in my life. But I'm curious still, what will happen when I go through my next big financial breakthrough? Will I allow myself to receive it, to have it? Or will I spend it all on Moroccan cocktails, expensive dinners, and luxurious Airbnbs? Whatever happens, I'm sure, on some level, I'll get what I want, whether I know what that is or not. And to get what you consciously want, you need to know what that is. For example, what I want right now is to explore who I am, to create a life that reflects that, and to share with you guys on this channel and in my other social media channels what I learn along the way. That's my purpose right now. And if you want to know what your authentic life purpose is, I run a 6-week one-to-one online coaching program called Man on Purpose. You'll work with me in person and I will help you come alive and find your authentic life direction, which is going to feel honestly so amazing. If you're interested in that, click the link in the pinned comment on this video. And if you like that video, you are going to absolutely love this video next. It's an absolute banger. So check that one out. And I will see you in the next video, my friend. Until then, take care, peace.